Welcome to the Power of United Impact podcast. I am so glad that you joined us today. We have a special guest, Bridget Jones. She's the interim president and CEO of Unleashing Potential. Welcome to you, Bridget.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about the community, especially how families are experiencing challenges and how Unleashing Potential is showing up for them each and every day. And so I can't wait to dive into our conversation. Before we get started, I will remind people to follow us on social media and to watch us where they catch their favorite podcasts. And so let's start off by learning a little bit more about you. If you would tell us about yourself and about Unleashing Potential for listeners who might not know that much about the organization.
Absolutely. So again, my name is Bridget Jones, and I am the interim president and CEO for Unleashing Potential. Unleashing Potential was founded in the early 1900s, 1913, as a settlement house, and it's gone through a name change. So originally we were founded as neighborhood houses, and we have continued for many years providing quality programming for youth and families in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. So I myself am a native of St. Louis, born and raised in North County. I'm a North County girl.
Okay.
A graduate of the University of Georgia, go Dogs, and have an MBA from Webster University.
Okay, I went to Webster as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's such a small world.
I know.
Such a small.
Yeah.
Yep. So knew very early on, right after graduation, determined that I was very mission driven and started working on behalf of youth in our community, and have worked with several nonprofits in the St. Louis community over the last 20, 25 years. And we pride ourselves on providing, again, very cutting-edge quality programming for youth as well as their families. And we do this through our enrichment summer programs that are now in operation, our after-school programming, out-of-school time youth programming, as well as family enrichment opportunities.
You know, I hear a lot when people reference Unleashing Potential, they talk about closing the opportunity gap. Tell me what that means in practical terms, just so people understand it.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, the opportunity gap can mean different things to different individuals or different families. But basically, we want kids to have all the resources and the tools that they need to be all that they can be, right? Okay. To reach their inherent potential.
Yeah.
If they aren't able to see it and participate in it, then they can't dream.
I truly believe that.
I do.
So I can reflect back on an early age for me, and I'm from East St. Louis, born and raised, and I really credit the people that were placed on my path that helped me to see and dream bigger.
Yep.
It's my parents being the two of the key people, but I'm talking about teachers and mentors and just others who said, you know what, the world is so much bigger than maybe what you've seen so far.
Yep.
And so the exposure is what helped me to, again, dream bigger.
Absolutely. So we also have that in common. My family's also from East St. Louis.
Okay, we'll have to talk more
We'll
about
have to
that.
talk
I did
more
not know
about
that, Miss Bridget Jones.
Yeah,
So
they
okay.
are.
We'll
They
have
are.
an offline conversation.
We sure
about
will.
This. Yes. We might know a lot more about each other.
Probably.
Okay.
That, what is it, 3 degrees of separation?
Yeah, with East St. Louis, probably less
than that.
Yeah.
Less than that.
Okay.
But if I can just share a little quick story.
Okay.
So doing some workforce development youth training work, we partnered with a local university to offer an entrepreneurship speaker series.
Okay.
And it was also designed to, again, close that opportunity gap and bring awareness to various different careers. And so Unleashing Potential does something similar also with youth as it relates to what's happening here in St. Louis with like geospatial as well as biotech. So we also want, when we start talking about closing the achievement gap, kids to have exposure to different career opportunities and to learn more about these career opportunities. So in this particular situation, we were bringing in like entrepreneurs that had hair care lines and radio producers and all these different careers, right? But this one time we brought in a gentleman who owned a farm and seed. And he sat down with my kids, my inner city kids, and started talking about how much he netted and his gross. And when he left, he passed out his business cards. So the next day he called back and said, I've had 20 calls from your kids asking for summer jobs.
Oh, okay.
So it does
piqued
work.
their interest. Yeah.
It piqued their interest. Farm and seed. So those are the type of experiences that we long for our kids to have. So things that they ordinarily would not have exposure to, we put that in front of them.
Yeah, if they see it, they can achieve it.
That's right.
What I keep hearing, right? So many success stories point back to experiences like that, where something, unlocked a different understanding or viewpoint or perspective for a kid, and you know what, they have a success story to talk about now, and then they reflect back on those moments.
That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about you all being a part of the United Way Network and, the safety net, more important than ever right now. And I always say the safety net is in place to catch people and bounce them back. And then it provides so much wraparound support. And so everything we're talking about is key to just making certain we are supporting the community to the point where we are driving a healthier community overall. And as we look at the kids of the community, the kids are our future. And so I'm so glad that you have this focus on them. But tell me about just your membership in the safety net and what that means to the organization.
Oh, absolutely. So we've been a United Way partner for a very long time, I think since like 1955. And for us, it has tremendous benefits. So the United Way is a strong, trusted provider in the St. Louis community. And because we are a partner of the United Way, that name carries weight, and it says to the community at large, as well as our parents and those that we work with, volunteers, that they can trust us, right? That we understand what quality is, and we uphold those standards. So it's very beneficial. And then having a network of organizations that we can also partner with allows us to not duplicate services, and we can focus on our core capabilities through collective impact.
I love the fact that you talked about this network and relying on one another, because if there were a theme that I could extract from my conversations, it's really that it's the power of United Impact, if you will, but it's network partners talking about how much of a benefit it is to come together with additional partners that are out there doing services where they can pick up maybe where that organization's services stop. And so you're able to make sure that you're leaving someone more whole, if you will, because you can depend on each other to cover a certain need.
Yeah, absolutely. So it allows us all to have a more holistic approach to the services that we provide. And it allows us to help supplement our bottom line, right? So if we reach out to another United Way partner agency and we say, hey, we see that, your core capabilities focus on, let's say, counseling.
Yes.
And we have families that are in need of those services. Now, our Strengthening Resilient Family program, our caseworkers inside of that can reach out to that organization and say, hey, I have this family that's in need of services. Can I bring them over?
Okay. Now, you mentioned that program. Is that, when you think about the after-school program that you have, is that the one that you just referenced? Or tell me more about your after-school program.
Absolutely. So our after-school program, we have several school districts that we partner with. And it's gone through a little transition. So at one point in time, we were providing services in a community setting. And now we've transitioned to more site-based. So it's more accessible to kids and families. So if they're already at the school, we have the after-school program and before care right there in the same building. We focus on STEM, social and emotional learning, as well as academic achievement. And then we utilize, all of our staff are equipped with tools that are rooted in conscious discipline. And that's a curriculum that focuses on social and emotional development as well.
Okay. You have a focus on STEM too. When you do a camp, is it your Future Makers Summer Camp? Is that what it's called?
Absolutely.
Okay. Tell me more about that and the leadership components and everything that makes up that.
Absolutely. So we have 3 sites this year. And each of the sites are all implementing similar programming focused on STEM, academic enrichment, so that we don't have that summer slide.
Okay.
And then as well as STEM.
Where are the sites at?
So the sites are strategically located on the south side, Caroline Mission, which is like our home flagship location, Ferguson, Florissant at Emmanuel Lutheran United Church of Christ, and then also at Christ the King in Florissant.
Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Okay. So, of course, every week the kids have field trips planned. We infuse robotics, STEM, fun things like swimming. I think earlier this week they went to Soul Dance, which was like a farm, and they dance, and they have just a great time on this little farm.
Oh,
this little
Soul
farm.
Dance.
Soul Dance.
Okay. Okay. That's fun.
It's very fun. It's very fun.
And you touched on some areas also that are very relevant today as far as STEM is concerned.
Yes.
Everything is, it sounds like you're hitting the right notes and making sure you're exposing young people to the right things so that they can start to carve out like their future and the path ahead of them.
Absolutely. So we want to start them young, thinking about these things and spark that curiosity. And when kids are curious and they have an opportunity to, get their little hands in things and make things, right, wonderful things happen. And so that's exactly what's happening. We have this community engagement type of event that we host with some of our partner agencies also.
Okay. Tell me about
with LifeWise and with the Youth and Family Center and a couple others. It's called the Cardboard Boat Regatta.
Oh,
And
I know of a regatta. I know one agency that used to host it. Where do you host it?
Old Fallon Rec
Okay.
Community Center.
So, do you see like a lot of creativity in the building their floating contraptions? I'm not gonna even call them boats. It's just like they come up with some really good ideas.
They come up with great ideas. So we have a volunteer that actually comes in and he does training with all the partner agencies. There's training. We have women,
experts.
We got experts. Yes.
Okay.
And then the kids make their own boats, and they form little teams, and they have an opportunity to decorate the boat. After they've done all the STEM-related activities that go into actually, cutting, measuring,
Oh, you have to
all
make
that
sure
good
it's going
stuff.
to float. That's
Buoyancy.
the point. Yes,
So,
yes. That's a fun way to learn those things.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So how big is this event again?
Oh, it's pretty big. So we attract about 200 people. So it's taking place on July 18th.
Get an invite though. So let me just stop you here.
Okay, we'll make sure you get one.
I want to see the final products.
Yep.
How far and long they float.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to it. So this will be my very first one.
Okay.
But I've seen some clips from previous years,
Yes.
and it's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Everyone's having a good time. Whether they float, make it to the end, everyone has a great time.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about United Way and our investment in your programs. What does that mean to unleashing potential and the children and families that you help?
It means a lot. I mean, it really means a lot. So, with us having this long-term relationship since 1950s, a long time, it allows us to continue to provide quality services. So not only just funding, but also resources and tools to improve what we're doing, to pour into our staff, in terms of professional development, all those wonderful things that being a partner with United Way gives us.
I focusing on capacity building, very important to us. And when I talk to agencies, you would think that the first thing they talk about is the funding. And it's like, they say the funding is a great thing.
That's right.
But then they point to the training and capacity building and helping to build this bench strength at the organization.
That's right.
And we're trying to make sure that you all remain resilient and at the ready when people reach out to you.
That's right.
And so I'm glad that you said that, because it makes me feel good that is what the funding is definitely being used for.
It is. So it is important for us to be agile and to be able to respond very quickly.
Yeah.
And so having those resources available really allows us to create a well-informed and prepared workforce.
Yeah. A couple of more things. I think about the way that you all approach your support model, and you think about the whole family, and the whole family matters, and you call it strengthening resilient families.
Yep.
Tell me more about that and why it's so important to include the entire family in scope.
Absolutely. So there's this model called the two-generational model, and it stresses the importance of not only, not working with parents or working with kids in silos, but stabilizing families by taking a two-pronged approach to doing so. And so we do just that. So we're working with families, and then we're also working with kids, understanding that kids cannot be successful if they're in a home where there's trauma that's occurring. they're affected by that as well. So when families are stable, kids, they rise, they shine. They do very well.
This is true. This is so true. And I know that there are proven approaches in, using this two-generational approach that are quite successful beyond just a singular focus on one person in the household. When you take the entire family into account, it helps to lift everyone at once.
That's right.
To ensure the family success. Because
That's right.
I don't know, I will just say it has to be quite a struggle for a young person trying to make a way without a support network around them.
That is so true. That's why support services are extremely important. So it's wonderful, again, to have those partners that can assist with some of those things for us. So if we identify a family that has transportation as a barrier to getting kids back and forth to school every day, there's resources available for us to provide for those families.
Because that could be a showstopper. If
It can.
you can't get to different places, like if a person can't get to work, then it puts into motion kind of a spiral effect. They can't drop the kids off.
That's right.
On the way to work and can't get to work. I mean, if you are losing all of those supports, then other things are impacted.
Absolutely. And that's one of the great things about our after-school programming. Between the hours of 3 and 6 are very critical.
Yes.
And then it allows parents during those hours of 3 to 6 to feel safe, to feel secure that their kids are safe, they're taken care of. We know that all kids are at risk for destructive behaviors. So we're kind of preventing a lot of those things from happening.
Good. If there were one of the most important things that you want listeners to take away from our conversation today, and make you narrow it down, what would it be?
From this conversation, oh gosh, there's so many
Well,
things.
about the organization.
About the
How about
organization. So, reaching out, asking for help can sometimes be very challenging and hard for some. But one of the wonderful things about Unleashing Potential is that we are your neighbors. We live where our programs are, and we understand. And again, holistic approach to implementing services that empower and uplift already what's inside of the people that we're working with.
And well, we're going to end on this because we could talk a very long time about the services that are underway out there and the things that you all are helping young people and families in this community to accomplish. I appreciate that you have been a partner for so long in the United Way Network. And I just want to say thank you for the work that you all are out there doing each and every day. It matters. It is important. And I continue to say it takes all of us, but if you all weren't out there doing what you do well and working with other partners, then we wouldn't see families lifted in the way that they are. So thank you. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Okay. Well, I know that I'm going to be seeing you soon, but for those of you who are tuning in, I thank you for listening. I hope that you took away some nuggets and hope that you will want to follow up to understand what other safety net organizations are out there doing and how we are all working together, including Unleashing Potential, to make a difference in the community. It's neighbors helping neighbors.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
This was a true example. Thank you again for joining us, and don't forget to follow us on social media and watch us where you catch your favorite podcast. Thank you.